Alright, so I wanted to do a video on something called the Flatwoods Monster. It's also known as the Braxton County Monster or the Phantom of Flatwoods. So it's West Virginia folklore, and I guess it happened in 1952. Um, it's a creature reported to have been sighted in the town of Flatwoods in Braxton County, West Virginia. Braxton County. Um, on September 12th, 1952, after a bright light crossed the night sky, investigators now suggest the light was a meteor and the creature was a barn owl perch, perched in a tree with shadows making it appear to be a large humanoid. Well, let's find out for ourselves here. At 7:15 p.m. on September 12th of 1952, two brothers, Edward and Fred May, and their friend Tommy Heyer, said that they saw a bright object cross the sky and land on the property of local farmer G. Bailey Fisher. Okay? The boys went to the home of Kathleen May, where they told their story. May, accompanied by the three boys, local children, some local children, and West Virginia National Guardsman Eugene Lemon, went to the Fisher farm in an effort to locate whatever it was that Edward and Fred had claimed to see. Okay. By the way, this is the first time I ever looked into this, so I don't know anything about it going into it. The group reached the top of a hill where Nunley said they saw a pulsating red light. Okay. Lemon said he aimed a flashlight in that direction and momentarily saw a tall man-like figure with a round red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. Oh. Surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. Descriptions varied. In an article for Fate magazine, based on his tape-recorded interviews, UFO writer Gray Barker described the figure as approximately 10 feet tall with a round, blood-red face, a large pointed hood-like shape around the face, eye-like shapes which emitted greenish-orange light, and a dark black or green body. May described the figure as having small claw-like hands, clothing like folds, and a head that resembled the ace of spades. According to the story, when the figure made a hissing sound and glided toward the group, Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight, causing the group to run away. The group said that they had smelled a pungent mist, and some later said they were nauseated. The local sheriff and a deputy had been investigating reports of a crashed aircraft in the area. They searched the site of the reported monster, but saw, heard, and smelled nothing. According to Barker's account, the next day, A. Lee Stewart Jr. of the Braxton Democrat claimed to have discovered skid marks in the field and an odd gummy deposit. Okay. which were subsequently attributed by UFO enthusiast groups as evidence of a saucer landing. According to former news editor Holt Byrne, newspaper stories were carried throughout the country, radio broadcasts were carried on large networks, and hundreds of phone calls were received from all parts of the country. Oh. The National Press Services rated the story number 11 for the year. A minister from Brooklyn came to question the May family. A Pittsburgh paper sent a special reporter. UFO and Fortean writers like Gray Barker and Ivan Sanderson arrived to investigate. All right, let's continue here. After investigating the case in 2000, Joe Nickell of the Committee for Skeptical Inquiry concluded that the bright light in the sky reported by the witnesses was most likely a meteor, that the pulsating red light was likely an aircraft navigation or hazard beacon, and that the creature described by witnesses closely resembled an owl. Nichols suggested that witnesses' perceptions were distorted by their heightened state of anxiety. Nichols' conclusions are shared by a number of other investigators, including those of the Air Force. The night of the September 12th sighting, a meteor had been observed across three states, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Okay. According to Nichols, 3 flashing red aircraft beacons were also visible from the area of the sightings, which could account for descriptions of a pulsating red light and red tint on the face of the supposed monster. Nichols concluded that the shape, movement, and sounds reported by witnesses were also consistent with the silhouette, flight pattern, and call of a startled barn owl perched on a tree limb, leading researchers to conclude that foliage beneath the owl may have created the illusion of the lower portions of the creature, described as being a pleated green skirt. Researchers also concluded that the witnesses' inability to agree on whether the creature had arms, combined with May's report of it having small claw-like hands, which extended in front of it, also matched the description of a barn owl with its talons gripping a tree branch. According to skeptic Ryan Hopt, even though local boy Max Lockhart admitted he had driven around the site hoping to see something in his Chevy truck, paranormal investigators concluded that the tracks, oily residue, and bits of a rubbery substance must have been left by the creature and not the truck. Hopt explains nausea reported by some of the witnesses as a symptom consistent with hysteria and overexertion. Officials in Flatwoods erected a welcome sign which designated the town as home of the Green Monster. The town also commemorates the legend in its annual Flatwoods Days festival. Located in the town of Sutton, the Braxton County seat, is the Flatwoods Monster Museum, which is dedicated to the legend. The Braxton County Convention and Visitors Bureau also built a series of 5 tall chairs in the shape of the monster to serve as landmarks and visitor attractions. The Bureau rewards visitors who photograph all 5 chairs with free Braxy stickers. Okay. So there's a chair. It shows a chair of the Flatwoods monster, who welcomes visitors. Um, the legend of the Flatwoods monster has also inspired media beyond West Virginia. Okay. Um, well, that's all it says here. There's other strange, like, creature. Of course, in West Virginia, there's the Mothman as well, and looks like in the UK, there's the owl, an owl man. Of course, the Mothman, that's Point Pleasant. Never really looked into that too much either, and I need to. Um, so, but one interesting thing here that I would like to add before we go is kind of is the Flatwoods monster and the Mothman kind of similar in any way? I mean, and they both take place in West Virginia. I don't know if there's any connection, any relation, or not. Um, there's probably more to this too. The Flatwoods monster thing. There's probably more to this. It's not mentioned here. But I mean, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I thought it was a pretty interesting story. So the Flatwoods monster from 1952, from the town of Flatwoods in Braxton County of West Virginia. So let me know your thoughts and comments below on the Flatwoods monster. And I will be back with more related content like this here shortly. Maybe I could find out maybe there's more information to make a second video on this as well, on this creature. But thank you for watching.